Look deeply into the mirror today. The person staring back is quietly slipping away. You are breathing, you are working, but you are slowly dying inside a comfortable routine. I discovered a terrifying truth about our missing years and how to finally escape before it is completely too late. Imagine waking up one morning, looking closely in the mirror, and realizing the person staring back at you is a complete stranger. The energy in your eyes is gone. The fire is dead. You breathe, your heart beats, but you have not truly lived for years. You are a ghost, trapped in a comfortable, endless routine. That is the quiet, terrifying tragedy happening to millions of people right now. They are dying slowly, not from a physical disease, but from the sweet, comfortable poison of wasting their days. Before we dive deeply into how to escape this dangerous trap, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. Your support gives me the strong motivation to keep creating these useful videos for you. Welcome to Glaze English. Let us have a real, honest conversation today. I was standing in my backyard recently, just taking a quiet moment. I noticed the bougainvillea trellis was suddenly exploding with bright, beautiful flowers. The mango and mangosteen trees were already heavy with fresh fruit. It hit me like a physical blow. Nature is constantly moving, constantly growing and producing value. But what about us? Are we growing like those trees? Or are we just standing perfectly still while the beautiful seasons disappear right in front of our eyes? Life is short. It is much, much shorter than we ever want to admit. Most people live their entire lives half asleep. They operate on a default setting. You know the familiar cycle. You wake up, you go through the exact same motions. You scroll endlessly through your phone looking at other people's lives. You complain about your daily problems, and you tell yourself you will change tomorrow. You tell yourself you will finally chase your goals or learn that new language when the time is absolutely perfect. But days turn into months, and months melt into years. The painful truth is that life does not wait for you to be ready. Time keeps moving forward. Whether you are actively building your future or passively wasting your precious hours, your life is quietly slipping away. Every single day you choose comfort over progress, you ignore your true potential. This is not just another motivational speech to make you feel good. This is a real wake-up call to stop living on autopilot. To truly wake up from that autopilot state, we must first recognize the silent thieves quietly stealing our future. In my daily work, I collect, analyze, and evaluate massive amounts of process data to ensure everything runs perfectly and efficiently. But recently, I decided to run an honest analysis on the process data of my own personal life. The results were absolutely terrifying. We rarely ruin our lives with one massive, dramatic mistake. Instead, we lose our lives in tiny, harmless-looking drops. 5 minutes of mindless scrolling here. Just one more short video there. Complaining about a tiny problem that no one will even remember tomorrow. When I added up my own wasted moments, I realized these small distractions easily turn into years of lost time. Time is the only resource on earth we cannot rebuild. Money comes back. A failed project can be fixed. But a wasted hour is dead and gone forever. So why do we do it? Because it feels so good. Comfort is the most dangerous silent addiction in the modern world. I know the feeling perfectly. After a long, hard day of work, the absolute easiest thing to do is fall onto the sofa, grab the phone, and completely escape reality. I fight this exact battle every single night. We tell ourselves we are just resting, but we are actually feeding a habit that slowly kills our ambition. However, it is not just our devices stealing our potential, it is our environment. Look closely at the people around you. Negativity is highly contagious, but so is discipline. If you spend your days with friends who constantly complain and run away from responsibility, their weak mindset will slowly infect yours. We naturally absorb the habits of the people we spend our time with. You simply cannot build a strong, proud life with weak daily habits or toxic friends. True personal growth only happens outside of that warm, easy space. If you want to master English or build a better future, you must get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You must bravely audit your daily habits and your inner circle today. Once you bravely cut away those comfortable distractions and toxic influences, you create an empty space that you must deliberately fill with absolute intention. Most people just react to whatever the day throws at them. But true living means investing your time like a carefully planned project. Think about why we are building this journey together here at Glaze English. When we sit down and spend hours trying to improve our listening and speaking skills, we are not just memorizing boring grammar rules. We are making a powerful, intentional investment in our own growth. Growth expands our world and opens new doors that were completely locked before. But growth is only one part of the equation. You must also invest heavily in your health and your purpose. Your body is the only vehicle you have for this entire journey. I have noticed that on days when I neglect my physical energy, my ambition completely drops to zero. If your body is weak, your biggest dreams become weak too. And without a clear purpose, all that hard work just feels like a cruel punishment. Purpose is the internal compass that makes the daily struggle feel like meaningful progress. However, living with purpose is incredibly difficult today because we are fighting a constant war for our attention. We live in a deeply noisy world. Every notification on your screen is engineered by brilliant minds to steal your focus, because your attention generates their profit. They desperately want you to be a consumer, not a creator. I used to feel so busy all day, answering quick messages and scrolling through colorful feeds, only to go to sleep realizing I had achieved absolutely nothing of real value. Being busy is dangerously different from being productive. Productive people protect their peace like a superpower. They intentionally step away from the digital noise. They ask themselves one simple, filtering question before they act. Is this specific action building my future? If the answer is no, they immediately stop. You must fiercely guard your mental focus, because the person who controls their attention ultimately controls their entire direction in life. Controlling your attention is the crucial first step, but true transformation only begins when you take radical ownership of your entire reality. I understand exactly how heavy adult life feels on a daily basis. You work a demanding shift at the plant, drained from solving technical problems, and you come home physically exhausted. You try your best to be fully present for your children, and you deeply appreciate the loving partner who holds the home together. But sometimes, the absolute last thing you want to do is sit down and study English. Because of this exhaustion, it is incredibly easy to fall into the dangerous blame trap. We say we would succeed if we just had more free time, or we would work harder if daily life was a little easier. But waiting for perfect conditions is a tragic illusion. Perfect conditions never arrive. The people who actually build a life they respect are the ones who start before everything is perfect. They begin with the tiny pockets of time they have left. That is what true, raw responsibility looks like. Responsibility might feel heavy at first, but it is actually the ultimate freedom. The moment you stop blaming your schedule, your job, or your lack of time, you regain total power. You stop acting like a helpless victim and finally become the powerful creator of your future. Think of your life as a personal book, where every daily habit is a new chapter. Right now, today, you are writing your story. Are you writing a story of weak excuses or a brave story of courage? Real pride does not come from easy success. It comes from knowing you pushed yourself when you were completely tired. The heaviest pain in the world is not failure, because failure teaches valuable lessons. The heaviest pain is the quiet regret of knowing you had the potential, but you chose comfort instead. You must claim your territory and completely own your time, because nobody else is coming to save your future. Since no one else is coming to save your future, the very second you accept that harsh reality is the exact moment your true life finally begins. Many of us spend decades completely half asleep, but then a sudden memory shakes us awake. I remember finishing my work at the KK4 factory over in Malaysia. It honestly feels like I just packed my bags to come home yesterday, yet several months have already completely vanished. That is exactly how fast the clock ticks. We look at old photographs or catch a quick glimpse of our tired faces in the mirror, and a terrifying realization washes over us. Time is flying by, but our personal progress is standing perfectly still. You absolutely do not need a sudden burst of motivation to change your life right now. Motivation is just a fragile, unreliable emotion that disappears the second you feel stressed or physically exhausted. What you desperately need is raw awareness. You need the sharp, clear awareness that your youth, your physical energy, and your daily opportunities are not permanent. The biggest, most destructive lie we ever tell ourselves is the simple sentence, "I have time." Once you deeply believe that dangerous lie, you put your daily English practice on hold. You turn your one precious life into a sad waiting room, hoping the perfect day will eventually arrive. But the universe does not care about your waiting room, and the ticking clock will eventually expose the painful truth. Do not wait for life to wake you up through a painful loss, a missed chance, or a crushing regret. Wake up right now, while you still have the breath and the beautiful energy to build the life you know deep down you truly deserve. This is not a safe practice run. This is your real, only life. Do not wait for a new year. Do not wait for next month, and do not wait for Monday. Start today. Even if you feel scared, even if your voice shakes when you speak, and even if you feel like you are starting far behind everyone else, just start. The exact moment you take that first brave action, you become dangerously awake, completely unstoppable, and finally ready to claim your future. Let us bring all these thoughts together into a single, powerful conclusion. We have walked through the illusion of time, the dangerous trap of comfort, the absolute need for daily purpose, the heavy power of personal ownership, and the burning urgency of starting today instead of waiting for tomorrow. The most profound lesson we can extract from this entire journey is that you do not need a perfect, complicated plan to change your life. You only need a deliberate, courageous choice. The distance between the tired person you might be right now and the confident person you deeply want to become is simply a bridge built by daily, intentional actions. Applying this profound lesson to your daily reality does not mean you have to suddenly abandon your adult responsibilities or completely turn your normal world upside down. True application happens in the tiny, quiet, unseen moments of your ordinary day. It means waking up just 30 minutes earlier to sit in silence and clearly plan your direction. It means deliberately choosing to practice your English speaking skills for 15 focused minutes instead of laying on the couch consuming meaningless videos. It means feeling the heavy, undeniable exhaustion after a long, difficult shift at work, but still choosing to review one small lesson because you absolutely refuse to let your brain stagnate. You take back your entire life simply by taking back your individual minutes. That is exactly how you build a character and a future you can deeply respect. Time is a completely neutral force. It will either be your greatest, most powerful ally, or your most painful, crushing regret. The final outcome depends entirely on how you command your hours today. You are the sole author of your next chapter, so please make it a beautiful story worth remembering. Before we finish, I have a very simple question for you to think about. What is one small, specific habit you are going to change today to take back your time? Please share your honest thoughts down in the comments section below, so we can all read your ideas and inspire each other in this community. Finally, if you found value in our conversation today, please hit that subscribe button. Your support gives me the strong motivation to keep creating more useful and inspiring content for you here on Glaze English. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me, and I will see you in the next video.